This expectant female hornbill has found an extremely spacious hollow. After careful inspection, it is very suitable for raising offspring inside. After a moment of hesitation, the cautious hornbill mother decides to go inside and investigate. During the breeding period, the female hornbill will actively seal the entrance and exit of the hollow, and at the bottom of this hollow, even the building materials are included. You could say it is absolutely perfect, but the only flaw is the camera installed inside. Privacy issues have become a hidden concern. Inside Kui Buri National Park, rangers use a special line-throwing gun to shoot a rope tied with fishing line up onto a towering tree tens of meters high. As the fishing line is reeled in, the rope is sent up. The staff nearby immediately put on their protective gear, grab the main rope, and start climbing the tree, following a low shout. Several strong men exert force at the same time, and the young man is instantly hoisted up the towering tree tens of meters high. After the man secures the pulley block, everyone works together to hoist it up. A bird nest modified from an old wine barrel is steadily sent up the tree. To protect the rare birds in the forest, every year, Kui Buri National Park will place nearly 200 bird nests modified from abandoned wine barrels inside the park. When this luxurious mid-air villa appears, the tenants nearby who desperately need a house are immediately attracted to it. So the male hornbill also helps out, fetching mud to bring into their new home. The wife mixes her saliva with the mud to renovate the house. As the entrance gets smaller and smaller until there is only a gap left for her beak to pass through, is it considered completely safe. But from this moment on, she has also imprisoned herself. The narrow entrance can protect the mother and children from predator attacks. Soon, the female bird lays 3 eggs. She endures the pain to pluck the softest flight feathers from her body and pads them underneath her to make for the chicks a comfortable and warm nest. However, the price of doing this is that the female bird also loses her ability to survive on her own in the following 6 months. Whether the mother and children can survive depends entirely on her partner outside the hollow. The pregnant wife becomes very picky. The fruits brought by the male bird are either considered not sweet enough or not soft enough, but her partner has never shown the slightest impatience, neither getting angry nor complaining. Instead, he calmly turns around and goes back to search for food that his wife fancies. Not long after, the male bird brings back a high-protein lizard in his beak. Obviously, the wife is very satisfied. But to satisfy his wife's enormous appetite during pregnancy, the male bird has almost no time to rest. Every day, as soon as he opens his eyes, he has to rush about for food. But hard work pays off. For weeks later, the first chirp comes from inside the wine barrel. Their first child has hatched. The newborn chick is entirely pink and tender, and has not yet grown any down feathers. Its tightly closed eyes look like to black beans. But as soon as it is born, the chick opens its mouth wide and starts begging for food in the air. But the father outside is both excited and worried. Next, he has to feed more than just his wife's mouth. To make the smell inside the nest more bearable, the female bird will shoot her excrement out through the gap. A few days later, the noise inside the wine barrel doubles. Another chick has hatched, but its size is noticeably much smaller than its older brothers. Obviously, the female bird is clearly biased. Every time there is delicious food, she feeds it all to the older brother. Even if the younger brother screams his lungs out next to them, he cannot even get a single crumb. Now, the male bird's task is even heavier. He doesn't even dare to stop for a moment. But sometimes the more anxious you are, the worse things will get. A sudden heavy rain seems to have pressed the pause button on him. The male bird has to fold his wings and find a place with dense foliage to shelter from the rain. The rain keeps falling. Well, bad news comes from the nest again. Due to long-term malnutrition, their younger son has died. The female bird does not feel guilty at all. Instead, she picks up her younger son, whose body is not yet cold, and feeds him to the older brother. This scene may seem cruel, but it is actually an important survival rule in hornbill parenting. In nature, the survival rate of offspring is pitifully small, so the female bird will show an obvious bias in feeding. She will prioritize feeding the food to the larger, more likely to survive chick. Soon, 3 months have passed. The male bird, through countless trips back and forth, has earned stability for his family. Now his eldest son is fully fledged and robust. Looking at the increasingly strong young bird, the male bird knows clearly that his chick-rearing task is about to come to an end. The only thing that makes him feel regret is that unhatched egg and that poor younger son. On a morning in the 6th month, the mother bird uses her hard beak to start breaking open the cage that trapped her, bit by bit. As the mud chunks fall off piece by piece, the entrance also becomes brighter. The female bird can't wait any longer. She is the first to squeeze out. However, the young bird, who has never left the nest, is trembling with fear and still doesn't dare to take the step. Facing the unfamiliar world, its eyes are full of fear and unease. But under its mother's guidance, it doesn't hesitate and immediately follows her. After 6 months of the chick-rearing period, the hornbill family is finally reunited. Next, they fly towards the depths of the jungle. There is a vaster world there, richer resources, and a more wonderful world waiting for them.